Yo, boy.
Yes, sir.
What we doing, bro?
Never, it's just another podcast, baby.
Another
Table
episode.
of consequences.
Another
what it is.
episode, man.
Just
First-
another episode.
Yeah, I mean, but we shout out our people first, you know what I'm saying? Shout out our sponsors, man. Shout out to Flex Fitness, Yo High Helping Hands, Self Preparatory Academy, and that Wash Bar, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We about to be shouting out an event space.
Yeah, that
in
too.
a minute, because we definitely gonna get the sponsorship from that.
And that cafe.
And
that cafe coming back around. Oh.
Yeah,
just behind the scenes, bro.
I mean, we gotta keep working. Nothing else to do.
Yeah.
You know what's so crazy that we say that? I remember we was pitting, and I'm gonna put you in the category and speak for you this time.
Oh man.
And you don't really like when I do that, but it is what it is.
I don't mind you speaking for me. There's a couple other people I don't like
we is putting a lot of energy and loyalty to, like, that sidewalk therapy, man. That's like hitting that payment.
Right.
And getting a bunch of results that we ultimately didn't realize was gonna be consequences. And now the payment, the walks of life is different.
Right.
So we able to put the energy forth to get, exactly what we trying to get and succeed, at getting. And we just putting the hard work in, we grinding.
Right.
Yeah, we focus on the promise. Yeah. The reward comes later. Right now we just paving away. Yeah. For our children. It ain't even about us no more.
At all.
So I'm happy to be here. You guys know, and if you don't know, I'm here to tell you, I normally shoot my sons out and my nephew that's on the back of the mural, to that's behind us. And I always like to say their names just to, so the world can always know their names, and they can always be in the light, because if I got light to shine on them, they're going to always be shining, bruh. That's just what it is. So, to my right, I got my son, Gerald Stewart, who died in Philadelphia from gun violence at the age of 23. And next to him, I got my nephew, Omar Vasquez, who passed away in Philadelphia from a car accident. He was at the age of 18. And right next to him, I got my junior, Mukman Jenkins, who died in Philadelphia from gun violence at the age of 18. And right next to him, I got my son, Montrell Stewart, who died in Philadelphia from gun violence at the age of 26. Consequences. Yeah.
That's always a moment, reflect. I remember they was babies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just talked about them in the DMV area in Maryland yesterday, at a successful training seminar. And it brought a lot of tears to a lot of people's eyes. The reality of, losing a child is definitely devastating. And a lot of people can't fathom, going through such tragic moments, back to back, because I actually released the dates that they was, murdered. You know what I mean? And there was a lot of questions, of how, I was able to get the courage to keep showing up, and where I get the strength from, and I'm like, those moments were so tragic. I had to, muster up the energy to not just be selfish, right? And back myself in the corner, because I had to have the legs and the strength to uphold the women in the family. And not only that, I gotta keep moving forward, because I got other sons, bro.
Right.
And daughters.
Right.
So although, tragic moments happen, we have to understand that the impact is not going to hit everybody the same.
Right.
So like, if, I had my grieving moments, you know what I'm saying? But the way I grieve, everybody don't grieve the same.
Right.
It's not on the same level. So for me to shut down my life, tuck my tail, not take on responsibilities and make excuses, how would the rest of my children's lives look like?
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and one of the things I always say is, if we shut down now in that space, that's where we stuck at. We're gonna be stuck right in that space, and that's what every day gonna look like for us. when we make excuses and get stuck in that space, that's what every day gonna look like. We're gonna be making excuses and just stuck. You know what I mean? We living in that box. That's just what every day gonna look like.
That's what the consequences look like.
Right. So we gotta get up and just keep pushing, keep praying, keep, you know what I mean, mustering the strength wherever we getting it from. We gotta keep keep doing it. You know what I mean? Especially for everybody that rely on us, you know what I mean, to do such. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't no doubt. We got a young man here, bro. I know you want to introduce him.
Yes,
you know
sir.
I mean? I'm definitely grateful that he here.
I'm like we normally do.
Honest, you know what I mean?
I'm a, you know what I mean? Before I let him introduce himself, I'm just say, man, this young man, you know, I met him along the way. It was just, you know what I mean? Somebody introduced us. And we just hit it off ever since, you know what I mean, on man time. You know what I'm saying? Just straight up and down, we always just been solid, you know what I mean, respectful to each other, you know what I'm saying? And I can appreciate like a genuine relationship like that, you know what I'm saying? I can call that man anytime, and he gonna come through, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that.
No doubt, no doubt.
You know, what we like to do over here is we like to allow people to introduce themselves, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you good.
All right. I mean, for those who don't know me, my name is Cornell. I like to say I'm just a regular guy, you know, just, you know, the person that defied the odds. Everybody has their own struggles and stuff like that. I had my struggles, and I'm just a person that defied the odds, and I just want to continue to do great things. And my passion is just to help people be the best version of themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I'm extremely big on that. You know, I love to, you know, whether it's give advice or, you know, just be there for people that want to help themselves. So,
right, that's all that. You know what I mean? I reached out to you to bring you on here because, you know, I know, you know, I've grown to know you, and I know you got a story, and it's not like to the traditional story that we normally have, but your story is connected directly to like everyday success. You know what I mean? There's somebody out there. There's more than some. There's a lot of people out there that's dying to live the life that you show up and live every day. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, you know what I'm saying? When I first met you, you was working at Amtrak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now what do you currently do?
Right now I'm a firefighter. I'm a firefighter in the city of Philadelphia.
Right.
I'm fortunate to work, you know, in close proximity of the neighborhood I grew up in. So, you know, I love the fact that I can go on a run and somebody that I know or I grew up with or somebody that's related to somebody that I know, I can directly help them in their worst moment. So that's good for me.
Right.
Yeah, that's all
right. That. And you know, is when you say that you like helping people, I can attest to that, man. I see that in you. You know what I mean? You don't really say that, but your actions show that. You know what I'm saying? Your upbringing, like how was your upbringing? Where'd you grow up at? What area?
So during my early part of life, I grew up in Uptown. I'm from Forest Ave, the 6800 block of Forest Avenue. I spent like my early years there. Then we moved to Mount Airy for a couple years, and then I ended up moving up to the Lawncrest section of Philadelphia.
Right.
Yep. So.
Yeah. That's dope.
Let me ask you this: how was your did you have mom and dad?
Yeah, I mean, coming up, like my household got broken at one point. You know, my mom got in some trouble.
Right.
And my grandma stepped in, you know what I mean? And that in my early years, in my pivotal years, that kind of hurt me. You know, I had a lot of anger and stuff like that. So I didn't know how to express it. So I expressed it with violence. I was always fighting and stuff like that. Then I had the short person complex.
Right, the short man complex.
Yeah, I had that. So
I can see that.
So but back then, when you could have a fair one, I wouldn't seize the opportunity to do it because I wanted to express myself and stuff like that. But Yeah, I came up in a you know, my grandmom, and she just passed away last month. So
Okay. Sorry to hear that.
yeah, it's all good, but
My
yeah,
condolences, bro.
yeah, it was rough, but you know, she raised me. I'm fortunate. I wouldn't change a thing, even though it was hard for me at the time.
Right.
You know, just having my grandmom and my dad, like he basically left, like he wasn't there. Like
Right.
I see my dad like once every 2 years.
Right.
He'll come around and pick me up and take me to wherever he live at, but he never really tapped in with me or really seeing what I was dealing with or see what was going on and stuff like that. And yeah, so I grew up with that. And then my mom came home. My mom was a great person.
Right.
You know, she came home and, got her career situation and stuff like that. And then, we moved on.
Right.
But,
right. Yeah, that's all that.
But I had my stepdad there too though. He was solid.
Okay.
Another person that had his own trials and tribulations. He did a lot of time. Like I think he was down for like 20 years.
Wow.
And came home and got it right and stuff
Got it
like
right.
that. You
wow.
know what I mean? So I did have good examples.
Right.
So you believe in second chances?
I do believe in second chances.
Right.
That's none of us are perfect. Nobody.
Right. Right. That's big, man.
Yeah.
That's big.
So what did passion for you? What did that really looks like in regards to the work? Like what is it that you do with people that's like a direct connection to helping someone? What are some of the things that you get into in regards to people? Do you help juveniles, youth?
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to help anybody. Right now, I train kids with boxing.
There we go.
Yeah, I train kids with boxing and stuff like that. So, I know with my boxing situation, I didn't necessarily have a good situation. The coach that I chose and the environment that I chose wasn't conducive to building a fighter. I mean, only for certain people. So. I train with a chip on my shoulder. Like I'm really, giving my all. Yeah, I don't want to leave no stone unturned. So right. I'm a train. We're gonna work on everything, every facet of the game. We're gonna work on that, and I'm gonna give you the same energy you give me. There's no favoritism, none of that stuff. So if you come to me, I'm gonna get you right. Just like the best guy, I'm gonna treat the worst guy like that.
So, that's dope.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. When you say you had a anger and you like to fight growing up, you know what I mean? What was some of the options? Like, what kept you out of trouble?
I ain't gonna. I got in a lot of trouble. Okay. See, a lot of people look at my life now to see, I'm a firefighter. I was in the Army for 20 years and stuff like that.
All that, right?
Yeah, so, I definitely got in my fair share of trouble. Suspensions after suspensions and stuff like that, and
So how'd you end up in the Army?
Well, I was the type of person that, I'm by no means a bum. Right. And when my mom, she put that pressure on me. She said, when you graduate, you getting out of here. So in the back, I would say, no, man, no, I'm not. I'll be around for a while. But in the back of my head, I always thought like, no, adulthood is around the corner.
Right.
And either you're going to sink or swim. Like,
right.
And I'm a swim. Like, I don't want to be a bum.
Right.
I want to get my life together. And at the time, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to, I like football at the time and stuff like that. And I know the Army paid for college and stuff like that.
Right.
And, I was like, man, I'll just do the reserve just to see what I like. And I ended up doing 20 years. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
wow. How was that experience?
It was one of the best decisions I made in my life. Like,
right.
I got an opportunity to meet people from different walks of life.
Right.
Different areas. I've been to places that I never dreamed of going and had a good time. I went to Utah before and had fun, like on a military training mission.
Right.
It was I would do it again. I would do it again. I had I made a lot of lifetime friends in the Army. I learned a lot about myself. I learned the appreciation just for, running water, you know what I mean? Because sometimes they'll put you in situations where you don't have nothing. Like you might have to go to the bathroom outside, or you might not be able to take a shower every day.
Right.
So just going on different training missions and stuff like that, I learned the appreciation for life.
Right.
So I wouldn't change a thing.
Right. Do you think it's for everybody?
It may not be for everybody. Everybody not built, for putting themselves in those type of circumstances. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it may not be for everybody. I believe that, you know, and I tell my sons this, I say, you know, either you're going to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation for your betterment, or society is going to do it for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I always say that because it's uncomfortable going to school, going to college, studying late.
No,
it's uncomfortable going to basic training in the Army.
Right.
So you got to make yourself uncomfortable for your betterment,
Right.
or society going to do it for you for sure. You're going to end up imprisoned or whatever the case may be.
That's a fact. That's
you know
a fact.
What I mean?
So what audience would you target it in regards to, like, this say, you know, how old were you when you went inside the Army?
I signed up. Yeah, I made the decision at 17.
Okay.
So I told my mom that this is what I want to do. She signed me up because at 17 you still a minor. So my mom signed me up. Yeah. Then at 18, by the time I turned 18, 2 weeks after I graduated high school, I was gone.
Right.
I was gone. Yeah.
So like, when we start thinking about like what we got going on in Philadelphia with the youth, there's a lot of them that's just led astray.
Right.
You think that'd be a good option for them?
I think so, because it gives a lot of people, a lot of children structure.
Right.
And the reason why kids, in my opinion, I believe a lot of kids go astray because they don't have no structure in the first place. Mm-hmm. So once you have structure, you know what I mean, then you're able to navigate life better. Right. You know what I'm saying? You get to see what's going on. It's a time for everything. Timing is everything. Right. So it's a time to play. It's a time to work. You know, the Army, you know, they teach you a lot of values as well, like looking out for one another and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you answered that. Is there any tuition, or like when you sign up, do it cost anything?
No, it don't cost you nothing. It don't cost you anything. Like you can.
So you don't gotta have no money. They get this sign right up.
No, you can sign right up. I mean, all you got to do is just take a test. You know, you take something that's called an ASVAB test. You take the test, right, and they ask you questions based off of like 9th grade, you know, math, English, word knowledge, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You take a test, and they do a physical and a background check. So you pass all 3 of those, you can enlist into the Army and you know, get the benefits and stuff like that, and move on.
Yeah. The reason why I'm asking all these questions is because you know, it's probably someone in the audience, you just never know where their mindset is at and what type of mentor they might be, right, in regards to trying to get the youth some help in the streets. Right. And everybody looking for a different outlet on really a solution to help certain people. And right, that just might be an outlet for people. You know what I'm saying? I never even thought about that. Like the Army was just like, when I started listening to you say it, it was just like a light bulb that came off in my head because what's going on now, you know, we need whatever it takes, right, to save these young boys, man. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like I said before, like well, I've always believed in this. Like, your environment has an influence on you as well.
For sure.
So if you got to change your environment. Like even when I joined, I was still getting in trouble. I was a reservist. I was still getting into fights and stuff like that. And it wasn't until I got on full-time orders. I deployed to Iraq in 2006. I deployed to Iraq, and that's when I learned that you got to step all the way away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I got into a situation with some serious dudes. I was always a fighter. I was never with the gun stuff and stuff like that. I was never like that. But I got a situation with some serious dudes, and it would have ended up bad. Right. For me, you know what I mean? Because I'm not a gun person, or, you know what I mean? Definitely now I was on go, like I was on site. But, you know, at the end of the day, I was fighting a losing battle because I'm not that type of person.
I get it.
I respect that. I respect that you got the foresight to even, you know what I mean, say, damn, you know what, you know what I mean, I could do this, but I ain't even gonna play with that. Right. That's not who I am. And a lot of people, they don't know how to. They feel like I could do this, but I'm gonna do that too. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's really not who they are. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Yeah. That's right.
I think it got something to do with the hip hop culture. Right. Hip hop culture that, you know, when representation matters, man. When you see somebody that looks like you, comes from where you come from, and they on the stage talking about doing this, doing that, And then a lot of these young kids that don't have no guidance, they might come from a broken home. They look at these people and they think like, oh, well, that's what I need to do to be successful, to get the girls and stuff like that.
Right.
And then, you know, for every one Pooh Shiesty is 1,000 kids, you know, getting in the mix, they passing away or getting life sentences trying to live what he talking about.
Right. It's crazy because you said you went to Iraq. That's your nickname, right?
Oh yeah. They call me Iraq. Yeah,
yeah, that's what they call him in the gym. They call him Iraq.
Yeah.
And you said how long you was in the Army? Oh,
20. I did 20.
Retired.
Yep. I did
so
20.
You retired.
I retired. Yep.
Right. So not to be in your business, just for the viewers, like somebody so they can have an understanding.
Right.
When you retire, do you get a pension?
You get a pension. Yep.
What other benefits do you get while you in there and once you leave?
So they got, you know, for those who want to join, they can you get a GI Bill. You know, that's basically money towards school, college. You know, I used the GI Bill.
Right.
I was going to Temple.
I remember.
Yeah, I was going to Temple for a degree in communication and social influence. You know what I'm saying? So they paid for my whole I never seen a college bill.
Right.
Never seen it. So they pay for my tuition and they cut you a check every month.
Right.
You know, just for going to school.
That's all that.
What else you get? You get the VA home loan. Like when I bought my house, I didn't have no down payment. They actually cut me a check at closing. You know what I mean? So
wow.
It was good. It was a good benefit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And where do you? Because I know you're personal trainer. Where did you get your certifications?
Well, I did it civilian through ISSA.
Okay.
So I did personal training and strength and conditioning through ISSA, but the Army paid for it.
Okay.
They paid for it. I did that when I was deployed to Afghanistan on my second tour.
Okay.
So it was like an 8-month program. I finished it in like 3 months. And then the Army sent me to a master fitness trainer course as well.
Okay.
And that's a school that they send like all the elite soldiers that's elite physically, you know, scoring high on a physical fitness test and stuff like that. And I was fortunate to go to that school and gain that knowledge as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So once you leave, those are the things that you've done, and then once you leave now, you also get a pension.
Yeah, you get your retirement
for the rest of your life.
Yeah, you get your retirement. Some soldiers leave with disabilities. They get compensated and stuff like that.
Right.
You still have your GI Bill, or if you didn't use your GI Bill, you can pass it on to your children.
Oh,
so
wow.
you don't have to, if you're not like a school person or whatever, or you did good with your money and your investments, you can pass on that school money to your children.
Oh,
so,
wow, that's dope to know. Yeah, and then once you left Amtrak, once you left the Army, did you go directly to Amtrak or you stopped somewhere between that?
Well, once I was working for Amtrak while I was still in the Army. Yeah,
right.
I was working for them while I was still in the Army. But, once I retired, I left Amtrak and went to the fire department.
Right.
All at the same time. So that's why the fire department training was a little hard for me, because in the Army, I had rank. I was up there. Like I made it to sergeant first class. Like I'm one of the bosses.
Right.
Versus, at the fire department, I'm entry level. I'm at the bottom again.
Okay.
So that was a little difficult for me. That part of the training, the physical was easy. It was just being able to humble myself
mentally.
To be.
Yeah.
That makes sense. How long you been a firefighter?
I've been there. It's coming up on 3 years. I've been a firefighter.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No doubt.
Yeah. What do you, in terms of you being a boxing coach, how does that whole hookup? Explain to the viewers about you being a boxing coach.
I'm a boxing coach that I train on all my off days. So I got as a firefighter, we get 4 days off consecutive. You know what I'm saying? Every tour. So on my off days, I don't take no overtime. I'm just dedicated to the kids. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes they say all money ain't good money, and that's really fulfilling to me. Like, I don't really charge much either. You know what I mean? I remember when I was telling you my price, you like, oh, that's generous. That's real generous.
Right.
But I really do it for the love, man. I really do it from the heart, and I just want to see people, see people that love the sport as much as I do, see them be the best version of themselves, and exceed that. You know what I'm saying?
So where can they find you at if they wanted to enroll their child?
Or they can DM me on Instagram at A1 Fit Cornell. Yep.
A1 Fit Cornell.
Yep.
Got you. Yeah, that's all that, man. How many kids you got right now?
Got about 15 kids. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I got about 15 kids from the ranges from 8 up to the oldest kid I got is 23.
You know, you know how I knew that you was passionate about what you do is because you allowed the kids to come to your home and train.
Oh yeah.
And I felt like, you know what I mean, you allowing these complete strangers, the child and their parents into your home. And you know, people homes is their sanctuary.
Right.
So for you to allow that, I said, damn, you really serious about what you do. And I seen the way that, like how your whole hookup in your crib.
Right.
I felt real, you know what I mean? I felt personally, I'm real what's the word I'm looking for? Like I pay attention to where I send my children.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when I seen the hookup and everything, and then me getting to know you as well, I felt very comfortable.
Right.
With the, you know what I mean, with the setting and what you guys got going on over there. And I know you're a married man, and what do your wife do?
My wife, she's a police officer now.
I just seen her in a Cayenne at Walmart too.
Yeah. No, she told me. She told me. Nah, yeah, she a police officer now. Like I don't necessarily like it, but I'm a supporter. You know what I mean? I'm not the type of husband that's gonna really get in the way of her dreams and stuff like that. I know she put on because she was in the army as well.
Right.
And
that's where you met her.
That's where I met her.
Right.
I met her in the army, and I'm not the type that wanted to put her, having dreams and goals on hold because of my uncomfortability. You know what I mean? All I can do is just express how I feel and my expectations with this career.
Right.
And support her.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's me. That's all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know a lot of women wish all husbands was like that.
Yeah. No, it's definitely difficult. It's wild out here.
Right.
It's wild out here. You know what I'm saying? And me, being a husband, I'm her primary protector. So now I got to trust somebody else to do it at work and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
That's a deep way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a deep way to look at it. And prior to that, what did she do?
She was a correctional officer for the state of Delaware. So she always had those tough jobs and stuff like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope, man. How many children you got?
I got 4. I got 4 children, all boys.
All boys. Wow.
Can't miss.
Right.
I can't miss.
Yeah.
4 boys. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard with the boys. The girls too.
Yeah.
And consequences and everything we do, bro.
Right. Oh, man.
That's how I come back.
How many y'all got?
Man, I got 10 daughters.
You got 10 daughters?
Yeah.
Whew.
10. I didn't even tell you how many sons I got.
Yeah, right. 10 daughters.
Yeah.
Dang. How many kids total you got?
I got 10 sons too.
Wow. Dang.
So I'm blessed, bro.
Yeah, you are blessed, man.
Talk to him, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna hold you. You know, the crazy thing about it is when I first started having children, I can never say for me it was chaotic.
Right.
You know, I think I can never say that. One thing I can say is it was a joy. You know what I mean? Seeing me, over and over, these amount of times. I see myself.
That's all that.
Within all my children.
Right.
And my daughters, they like, every single last one of them at the tender age until they get the smell in themselves, right?
Right.
Was really truly like up under me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then, obviously I got my oldest is 30. You know what I'm saying? Right.
That's a little inside joke.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? My brother know all my kids, so
right.
It's a long story. But you go through a period of time with your boys too, right? When they get to a certain age, for the boys, they going through puberty. You know what I mean? They get you get to looking at them like, I know you ain't gonna try it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Still gotta listen. You know what I'm saying? You up under this roof, you ain't paying your own bills. You gotta listen to dad.
Right.
And sometimes they give you that look like they want to try you. You know what I'm saying? And us as a father and as men, we ain't going for that. Same thing, vice versa for the female.
Right.
And then that's the real vulnerable moment when your daughter is really going straight, just, you know, in regards to our own individual way.
Right, right.
You know, it's all a challenge, but, you know, you got to be up for it. Obviously, for me, you know, I'm a principle guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? My principles mean everything. You know what I'm saying? And if you're going to go against that, then we going to probably fall out. You know what I'm saying? Until we get that back squared away. You know, we're going to forever be focused on the principle part versus how emotionally you might feel about the principle or whatever the situation that came about that made us, you know, stop looking eye to eye as, you know, father and child, you know what I mean, rather it be a boy or girl, you know what I'm saying? So that's just how I, you know, how I play it out. So
right.
So, what's the ages?
So my oldest is 18. I got a set.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. Yeah, my oldest is 18. I got a set of twins is 15, and my youngest is 9. All boys,
Hell, I didn't know you had twins.
Yep, we got twins. Yep.
Oh, your youngest 9?
Yeah, the youngest 9, yep.
Yeah. My youngest 2 months.
2 months? Oh man, you ain't done, huh? Damn.
Yeah, man, my wife just had a baby.
Yeah, yo, congratulations though, man.
Inside my household, me and my wife have 6 children.
Okay.
Yeah. 3 girls, 3 boys.
How old were you when you had your first child?
I'm 17.
17?
Mm-hmm. 17, on my way to the penitentiary, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it 100. Yeah. You know what I mean? Without even knowing.
Right.
You know, that's what all the actions and the consequences really was telling me. You know, but I was ignoring the signs, thinking I knew it all. You know what I mean? Smelling myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
Yeah. I like having these like I like when men get together and just have, you know, like just conversation. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? No, what they say, big eyes, little U's.
Mm-hmm.
We just kicking man talk. You know what I mean? Nowadays out here, it's rare, man. Like, it's like, well, it's not even rare. It's the circle. It's the circles you be around.
Right.
That really, you know what I mean? That really plays a part. You know what I mean? Because I know if I can go around certain people, I can't have these type of conversations.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's a shame. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, you know, I got to be more around this type of environment. You know what I mean?
No,
you know,
exactly.
We sharing our, you know, our what they say, truth, or, you know, what we going through, or, you know what I mean, rather good or bad. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? How we enjoying life. Like people, I know a guy, right? My supervisor, he was telling me he was on his way to retire. And this was when I was at the Philadelphia Water Department. And he was telling me, he was like, oh man, Bus, I don't want to say it because I don't want you to think I'm bragging. And I was like, well, I'm a little different. I like hearing people's success, bro. Like I really get, I'm really joyful about hearing how you elevated. You know what I mean? Like I really like that. Like some people will be like they be like, damn, this boy hate, you know, this boy talk too much or this or that. But I'll be like, no, whenever you want to share something, bro, because what you do is you show me what's possible, as well as it's something you may say that I can get to somebody else. If it's not for me, I make it give it to somebody else, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. I like to hear people's what they come through.
Right.
Too. I love to hear that. I love to hear, you know, people that overcame bad situations and stuff like that, and you know what they learned from it. You know, I like to learn from other people's mistakes and stuff like that. Right. You know, and you know, I like to, especially with my sons. My oldest is about to, you know, he's about to go into the Army.
Okay.
But you know, I'm real big on preparation. You know what I mean? Like you got to prepare for life out here, and I like to have conversations about, you know, everything with him, like, you know, women that he should and shouldn't deal with and stuff like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a whole nother, you know, trouble with that as well. But
yeah,
you know, I'm real big on preparation, man. I like to have these type of conversations. I remember times I, you know, call you and ask about a situation, or you'll bounce, you know, you'll hit me up and tell me what you're going through and stuff like that. And I think as men, we need to do that more instead of, you know, side-eyeing each other and stuff like that. You know, you never know what people are going through and stuff like that. And I don't have no tough bone in my body no more.
I get it.
Right.
You know the crazy thing, and not to cut you off, life is all about being a student.
Right.
And like Bud just said and mentioned, it's like information being passed on. If it's not, you know, accessible for me, it can be accessible for someone else. And not only that, even if it's for me, you know, we got children. You know what I'm saying? And we don't have these conversations like, talking about the women, to our oldest sons, talking about survival, preparing for the world.
Right.
Ultimately, we're ignoring the fact that we might get the call that we don't want.
Right.
You get it? So it's important as a father, you're going to do it without consciousness anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to have those conversations the minute you see your son walking a different way. Yo, what's going on with you? What you got going on? And that conversation leads up to, no, this is what you should be doing. You know what I mean? What you up to? What do life look like for you after school? What do you got, locked into as you trying to go to college? Or, what do you want to do as of employmency, or, as a career, or maybe, what do your dreams look like? And those conversations sets us up to us, having just that little bit of knowledge of growing through things. This is what I think, that, it's always a suggestion, because they're going to do what they want to do anyway, and versus what we tell them, you know what I'm saying? And they're going to lead from the positive, more positiveness than negativeness that we show them as well. They might not follow our total footsteps, but, the positive role is more important than the negative role. So that's one of the things I learned, as being a father. So, whatever we project ultimately comes out and the way they move and their actions, you know what I'm saying? You would see a fine young man, you get the reflection as a father, like, yeah, that's my son. You know what I'm saying? Right. We ultimately want to take up, and up that space immediately. Even when we get our sons and they get into trouble, it's a different response. You know what I mean?
Right,
yeah, that's my son. I got him. You know what I'm saying? Versus, when he's showing up the way we need him and we expect him to show up, ultimately that gives a different response as well.
Right. So, yeah. I remember, not to go off time, I remember seeing you on a rap DVD back in the day.
Yeah.
Remember the DVD era?
Yeah, for sure.
I got a question though. Like, what was your mindset back then? Like when you was on the DVD till now? What's the difference?
For me, it was trying to find a way out. I was knee deep, man. During the rap DVD era, dealing with the guys from the gun line. Some of the viewers might know, about that particular studio.
Right.
And some of the artists, even when they did videos out on the street, I was the guy that was behind the scenes paying for some of them videos.
Okay.
With drug money.
Okay.
Hoping that, this thing can take me somewhere else, because I'm really burnt out with the, hitting that payment the way I was hitting it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. So you see me on the rap DVD, I was probably sponsoring it, or I was connected to the artist that was rapping.
Right. Yeah, no, I remember that.
Yeah, definitely.
That was a fun time though, man.
Oh, ain't no doubt.
Back when rappers would really,
really
put real creativity.
Yeah. They was real entertaining.
That was
real entertainment.
now all the rappers to me, they like divas.
Yeah. No, seriously, man.
They like divas, man. It's very interesting.
They didn't curve the entertainment world to what we got going on with the the blow up of social media.
Right.
Social media got a lot of people putting things out that you would never see before. Like, that's not even for the world to see.
Right.
You know what I mean? You seeing certain stuff now, you're like, wow.
Right.
You know what I mean? You seeing certain people show different characteristics. You like, that ain't it. You know what I mean? Like, who advising you to put this? Who advising you to put this stuff out in the media to the world?
Right.
Social media changed a lot of people's images, bro.
Right, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
All for the fact of fame. Some people doing it just to get the red heart, to get the like button.
Right.
And that be their reward. How many likes they can get. You know what I mean? Versus it being actually attached to $1. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it's like so watered down now. Like the value of it is like, what? You doing that for a like? You tripping?
It's a weird time now, man. It's a weird time. People doing anything for attention. Attention on social media.
Bananas. Bananas. Yeah, definitely. Life definitely changing.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird time, man. And it's crazy because it makes us look, well, if we don't want to be involved in certain stuff, it makes us look weird. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like when I was telling you at work, how I'd rather take the job that people don't want, because it keeps me away from them.
Right.
And I don't want to have that. I don't want to be a part of that clique and have those conversations that they're engaged in, because it goes against just man principles.
Right.
You know what I mean? Men don't supposed to be talking about certain things and then quote unquote say it's in the name of the history of the job. Yeah, you know, let's go with the job. Let's with the nah.
At the job, bro?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. They be having all type of conversations that I know their wives probably wouldn't be pleased. They listen to they husbands talking like that. You know what I mean?
Deeper
like
than,
like out of joke though. They be in a joking
no, I get
spirit.
It.
But
deeper than barbershop talk, huh?
Yeah, it'd be too deep for me.
Oh,
I mean, I like to just go off and be over there. Like it's too deep for me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Keep the main thing the main thing. You there to make some money and go ahead home.
Right. We could talk about. I said, damn. One time I heard them talking. I said, damn, don't nobody like sports? like for real, like let's talk about sports or something. What you talk about that for? You know what I mean?
No, it's like that on the fire department. They call it kitchen table talk, man.
Right.
I never seen, and that's one thing I don't like about it. Just a bunch of grown men just gossiping all day, or believing in the rumor. I come from like, if you hear something, you go address that person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not believe it and all that. You ask it, dang, I heard this. Like, what's going on? Like, and then you give that person a chance to really, set the record straight. But
right.
Nah, not with that department, bro.
Rumor, man.
Yeah, that's because we mean in making machines.
Right,
we put meaning to stuff according to our lowest desires.
Right.
So most of us are at the lowest common denominator at those jobs, and we're looking for a way to feel relevant.
Right.
You know what I mean? And once we find that compatibility with the next person, our coworker, that frequency of energy, it winds up rubbing off from the next person to the next person to the next person. And then you look up and you got a cesspool full of grown men trying to relate to each other.
Right.
Talking about the lowest of the low, you know what I'm saying? And it comes off on the form of maybe, a rumor, you know what I mean? Bringing a rumor to life because they could kick that rumor around, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ultimately make somebody else probably at the higher end look low. You know what I'm saying? They all just want to relate to something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's crazy that's what's going on. That's going on everywhere, though.
Right.
That ain't just at the jobs. That's going on everywhere, man. It's going on social media.
Yeah.
They kicking around these guys, especially with the and not to bring him up, but with the Diddy stuff. You know what I mean? They talking about these guys, and they, like I said a few podcasts, before this one, somebody tried to tell me about a video, a recording they heard of two grown men, another man. I'm like, it ain't gonna happen. You tripping? It ain't gonna happen.
Let me ask y'all this though. And how do y'all feel about the Diddy stuff?
Man, well, yeah, I think his brand and him is done. It's done. I think all the other people. I think people are gonna look even further into all the other allegations now that this video is surfaced and stuff like that. Cassie made her claim, and now it's video receipts of showing that the abuse that he took her through. Man, I just think that's crazy, man. I think it's crazy, but I feel like he was acting entitled for a long time though too.
Right.
He had larger than life, his whole persona. Me growing up watching Diddy, listening to some of the artists he put out and seeing them on TV. I feel like he had he acted a little entitled, like he was larger than life. He could do what he want, and now it's like kind of showing. But I don't know.
Let me ask you. Go ahead.
For me, because he has so much fame, it makes it relevant to the people, and he's just like any ordinary guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? That comes from the same walks of life that we all come from. And it is so many men that's going through what they showed, like that video.
Right.
That's doing that right now.
Right.
And it'll never get out, taking a woman through physical abuse like that, but it'll never get out because it's not attached to a dollar.
Nah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that.
But for me, he got to grow through his go through, and I don't care.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I've been on the short end of the stick. you know, from my own actions.
Right.
And didn't nobody care.
Right.
You know, we only making it relevant because of his stature, you know what I'm saying, of who he was from the entertainment world. And we bring those type of people down to such a degree that it makes his matters matter. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, you know, that domestic violence happened, that what happens every single day. Is he right? Hell no, he's not right. He was wrong. Right. But, you know, we believe in second chances.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
So it's like, shit, Ben got over that. She got over that. She got compensated. She got some money. Now where we're taking it at now is past beyond the actual act now. Now we're just trying to diminish who he is as a person, who you know what I'm saying? And he's already put out an apology. I'm quite sure that video is old. You know what I'm saying? I'm quite sure he probably already, you know, in his mind had resentment. Even if he didn't, that's pretty much on him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But his own actions and deeds put him in the situation that he's in. And who am I to, you know, put him in a reprimanding predicament, whereas though I'm, you know, taking him through a punishment. I can't do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what they do to the people at that status. They throw them to the wolves.
Yeah.
They throw them to the wolves.
But they say the bigger you are, the harder you
fall. Yeah, they throw them to the wolves.
Dang.
Man. Yeah. It's kind of like I took some of that when I was having a conversation with my wife about it. And it's like, it was like I was saying, it's important that we like be a part of that process with our children. Like we teach our children like certain behaviors to look out for. You know what I mean? Because it's so easy with a lot of the trauma that we suffer from. It's so easy to be that guy. You know what I mean? When you got a woman that do some of the things, you know, some of the games that the women do play. You know what I mean? I stand against, you know, that video was very ugly. And but we have to make sure we're teaching our kids how to respond to our emotions, how to that self-control, and making sure we pick a woman that's not going to take you there. And I'm not saying that she took him there. I'm just saying we got to make sure that, because, you know, you meet a lot of women, they got a lot of baggage and they bringing that shit along with them. Now they antagonizing you. You supposed to deal with that shit. Now they calling you out your name. Now they saying things they ain't supposed to say to a man. Now, but who's teaching them how to treat a man, and who's teaching a man how to treat a woman? A lot of us just living, and we're not really sitting down having these conversations and having these talks and pointing these behaviors out. And we expecting everybody to just know how to treat a woman or treat a man. And I just see it. A lot of people with their kids, they just living, they making sure they dress nice, but they're not giving them nothing upstairs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go to school, get all A's. Yeah, it's your birthday. All right, hun, this you. But you're not, like bruh said about principles. You're not teaching them no principles. You're not teaching them no morals. If your dad, if your mom wants you to go to Nordstrom, but your dad wants you to go to Farm and Mills, that means he a deadbeat. Like, these are the stuff that we're teaching our kids the wrong shit.
Right.
If anything. And it's like I was telling my wife, we just got to be conscientious of making sure that we teaching our kids about these behaviors and stuff. Like, and we can use, and I'm not here to say who right or who wrong. I'm just here to say, you know what? Let's use this and make it a teachable moment for us in our relationship, as well as with the children. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
that is good. I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier, as far as like, you know, when I was telling my sons, like, you know, who to deal with and who not to deal with and all that. And I always tell him, man, I said, look, you know, if the person you with, if she's constantly trying to you know, strike your nerves and all that and get you off your square mentally, then she's not for you. And there's power in walking away from somebody like that.
Right.
And you know, that's why I can't stand when a woman say like, oh, I'm a lot to deal with, because to me that means you're not taking accountability for your actions, or nobody taught you how to be within a relationship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a recipe for a disaster. You know what I mean?
A
some type of
situation.
chaotic situation. Right. So I ain't and yeah, I know for me, yeah, I used to deal with, women that like that and all that. And
Yeah, that drama is.
yeah.
You know,
I'm,
after a while, when you
one thing for sure, I'm a firm believer is you guys gonna have to go through it.
some things you are,
you just gotta go through it. Even women, like they gotta go through that abuse. You know how many women getting abused every single day and go back.
Right, yeah.
They go back to that abuse. It'd be like, what's your mindset? Like, it's toxic. It's a toxic relationship. You're going back to something that's toxic. And even men do it. Some men out here getting abused by women.
Yeah,
right.
for sure.
They women putting their hands on them, bruh.
Yeah.
Oh. And you're right. You're right.
No.
Mentally, emotionally, physically.
And they go back.
And we go
Why?
back
Because
to
of their circumstances. Most of the times, they're believing that if they're in a relationship where, they can't really fend for themselves in regards to, they have someone who's taking care of them. They think that in their right mind, that's a reason to go back. Yeah, I'm going there to some hot meals, you know what I mean, a roof over my head. I ain't really paying no bills. Right. That's a reason to go back. Where am I going? If I leave here, I'll have nowhere to go.
Where I'm gonna get that deal from?
Where I'm gonna go?
Yeah.
And they subjected to that abuse every so often, and they just go through it. You know what I'm saying? And then some people just be emotionally, that distorted, that they think they're in love, and that toxic relationship is catered to the love that they possess for a man or a woman. They go either way. You know what I'm saying? So,
trauma bond.
Trying to bond. Yeah, it's crazy. So what he did, like I'm like, I've seen that before. Like, this video I seen a lot of times. It just so happened it's him. And his, at his stature, it's like his stupidity allowed him to do that. But how long has he probably been? He ain't had no new moves. Right. Them moves look like he knew those moves before.
Right.
The drag John, that was that's veteran shit.
He ain't had no conscience. He ran out the hotel room.
It was all spontaneous.
You ain't had no conscience. Said, damn, I'm naked running out of hotel. But hear me out. And I'm the one. What I'm chasing her for.
Yeah, I'm the ticket. Right.
Like, so I'm just he put himself in a bad space,
the drag John. That was a pro move.
Everything he got to go through, he got to go through.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We done seen that with Ike and Tina Turner. Ike was dragging Tina like that.
Yeah.
That's a pro move. You know what I mean? That's what all men that deal with that domestic type of violence, that's what they do. They drag their women. They hit them, smack them, all that, kick them. The stuff he was doing, he did that before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He did that before. He can't say that he can't sit there on this podcast and tell me, Beast, that was the first time I hit her or a woman. I'd be like, nah, you lying, bro. You bugging. That was all in you. She knew it was coming. Yeah, because the way how she flinched up, you hit her before. You know what I'm saying? So, you gotta get some help, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta get help, bro.
Yeah. And the deep part about it is being as though instead of addressing it years ago when it first came out, now you're addressing it now, but not realizing that he may have already got help for it. But now he got
I wouldn't have made that.
Now he got to relive it.
Yeah, he tripped.
But he probably already dealt with it.
Right. There we go.
But now you got to deal with it again because you should have dealt with it when initially years ago. Like, damn, I took. Whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and own that, you know what I'm saying? And, some shit you just gotta own. Man.
I think he should own it. I think he should have owned it like on an interview.
Yeah.
Right. So now when you come out, we like, why you should apologize when it happened. But we didn't know when it happened. You feel me? But we do know it's old. So like you might have, like Bruh said, he might have dealt with it already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To make you apologize now make you look super messy.
Yeah, damn. It's a bad joint.
But
bad
you know what I mean? Well, I'm a firm believer in what goes up. Always find a way to come down. Yeah, you know what I mean?
So what we say, bruh, when that happened? So we always talk about like how do you treat your people? Because you just never know, on your way up, and you change with the people that, quote unquote loved you when things was like you ain't know if you be going right or left. When you start getting in your groove, you start going up. We clearly see you going up now. You got different responses for people. You ain't got no lifeline, no love, et cetera, et cetera. And ultimately, when that flight that's going up hits a plateau and you start coming back down, you can't go back around the areas of the way, or you know what I'm saying? You can't go back to the place that you used to call home and thinking that the energy gonna be the same. People gonna be looking at you like, nah, bruh.
Right. Yeah, you flipped on me.
You can't get fed around here.
Right. Now I'm big on that, like just maintaining healthy relationships. I believe relationships is more than money. Like when you got good relationships and with good people and stuff like that, and you just live a righteous life, the universe find a way to bless you. You know what I'm saying? So the money and just all that stuff is gonna come if you just a good person. You do good things and stuff like that. I don't have no bad blood. I don't have no beef with nobody. All the beef I did had was petty. I was a young boy. I was rumbling and stuff like that. I'm good with everybody. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like me, then you just, I don't know. Right. You just don't like,
See, you know what it is? They got to come to one of them parties you have every year.
Oh yeah. They must have. I must have forgot to invite them or something.
Must have forgot to invite them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The wet and wild joints.
Yeah.
You say that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's been a pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure. You know what I mean? One more time, tell them where they can reach you at in terms of if they want to know anything in terms of about joining the Army, in terms of becoming a firefighter, or in terms of your boxing program.
Okay, yeah, I can be reached at on Instagram at A1FitCornell.
A1Fit Cornell.
Yeah, I can be reached on Instagram, and just DM me and I'll respond as soon as possible.
And anybody can get with me, and DM the page, and I'll get with him if you guys if we said A1 Fit Cornell too fast for you guys.
That's awesome. Definitely want to give them the sources, the resources. This is what it's really about. The platform is really about trying to give out some outlet.
Yeah, connect.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Oh, for sure.
Nah, and I'm flattered that y'all have me here.
For sure.
Yeah.
We doing it strategically.
Yeah.
Right.
Like we ain't, you know what I mean? We trying to, make it all work. You know what I mean? What I'm saying? Rather just having this just like a general conversation. Man, do that on our own. When we have a guest, we want to make an impact with it.
Okay.
So we definitely knew you was gonna make an impact. You know what I'm saying?
I like the everyday people, bro, because we are the people that make the world go round. Now, if we had somebody, we had somebody famous up here, that'd be hard. They'll tell their story, but the community couldn't touch them, couldn't reach them. It's just a story. You know what I mean? All right, you had Fat Joe on the or Meek Mill or Jay-Z or whoever on your platform, and they telling a story, but can the people reach them and use them as a resource?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I like the fact that what we try to do is we try to bring people on that can be used as a resource, that been down that path, somebody going through and saying, you know what? I want to help whoever on that. You know what I mean? I want to reach back.
Mm-hmm.
I want to, you know what I mean? If you serious about making a difference, I want to, you know what I mean? I want to answer the phone for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, when we decided to, you know what I mean, start this platform, that's what we wanted to do.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's our form of giving back. You know
what
I mean?
And I appreciate
other
it.
people accessible to, you know what I mean, to the world. You know what I'm saying? So what we doing, bro?
You look like we getting to it, bro.
You already?
We warming up. Ultimately we do want to let the viewers know, because this will be uploaded and aired. That we got a day party, live podcast, bro.
Live podcast
on the 26th.
26th.
Where we at, bro?
We had a Germantown Social Club. Yeah, what's the address right there?
I think it's 219 West Shelton Avenue.
Shelton Avenue. Yeah, day party.
King's Cafe.
Yeah,
we in the
come
back
through
of the
in
social
the back.
space.
In the back.
Okay.
You know what
Day
I'm saying?
party is gonna turn into a day party. It's from 4 to 10. We're gonna have some giveaways. Obviously we're gonna have some live dope topics. You know what I mean? We're gonna engage with the audience. I mean, we're gonna make it a real thing, man. We're gonna have a good time.
We're gonna make it
We're
make it.
We're gonna make it a real, and then we're gonna hop off the platform and mingle in the crowd, and you know, just make it do what it do.
What it do, baby.
Make it do what it do.
Yeah, this
baby.
Sunday.
Yep,
Yeah.
let's get it.
Yeah.
You already know.
All right.
Say that.